If you are a fan of superhero movies or comics, then you're probably familiar with the infamous X-Men character Wolverine, also known as Logan. Wolverine is known to be quite broody, cynical, and a complete badass. With his retractable lethal claws, regenerative healing powers, and his enhanced animal-like senses, he is not a force to be reckoned with. He utilizes these skills in combat when fighting enemies throughout the X-Men series, but prior to his involvement in the X-Men, he has also utilized these skills as a soldier, as he fought in every major war during the 20th century. Like many soldiers in the real world, Wolverine suffers from PTSD, which is an acronym for post-traumatic stress disorder. PTSD, by definition, is a disorder in which a person has difficulty recovering after experiencing or witnessing a terrifying event. When triggered, this condition causes your mind to revive memories of said trauma, and these memories can be accompanied by physical and emotional reactions. Other symptoms that accompany this condition include anxiety, depressive moods, heightened reactions, and nightmares. Throughout the X-Men series, we see many scenes where Wolverine suffers from intense nightmares, causing him to suddenly awaken. His body reacts similarly, causing his claws to protract as he jolts awake. The first time we see this is in the first self-named X-Men film.
Everyone you love dies.
Rogue, the woman who tries to wake Wolverine from his nightmare, luckily has the power to absorb the energy of anyone she touches. As such, she touches Wolverine to absorb his regenerative powers. Before she wakes him, we see Wolverine having a nightmare that consists of vivid flashbacks from his past, specifically when he was the subject to an experiment called Weapon X. During this experiment, his skeleton was infused with a fictitious metal called adamantium. This was the experiment which made him practically indestructible. But as you can imagine, having your bones infused with metal while you are submerged in a liquid is not the most pleasant process. This experiment was very traumatizing, and sadly the only memory Wolverine had from his past at this time. Prior to this moment in the Marvel Universe where Wolverine mistakenly stabs Rogue, he had already witnessed his adoptive father being murdered, he mistakenly killed his biological father along with his dear friend Rose, and witnessed countless death throughout his time as a soldier. While these memories have been repressed due to amnesia, living in the back of his mind, they continue to affect his character. Therefore, along with PTSD, Wolverine also suffers from amnesia. To cope with the trauma he has experienced throughout his life, which as I previously explained began long before the Weapon X experimentation, Wolverine's healing powers extend to his mind in an attempt to drive the trauma from his memories. However, Wolverine's life is a seemingly endless series of traumatic events, so there is only so much his powers can heal. Not to mention, this is only the first film in the series, so unfortunately for Wolverine, time will only add to the stress he has endured in his life. Therefore, the PTSD he suffers from will only worsen over time, and continue to affect his behavior and his ability to live a life of stability. Needless to say, if I had experienced a fraction of the trauma Wolverine had endured throughout his lifetime, I'd be broody too.